8 Keys to Lasting Success. How Ordinary People Build Extraordinary Lives. Introduction. Redefining Success. Success is one of the most talked about ideas in modern life, yet one of the least understood. Everyone wants it. Everyone pursues it in some form. And yet so many people feel like they are chasing something they can never quite reach. For some, success is money. For others, it is freedom, security, respect, happiness, or peace of mind. Social media has complicated the idea even further, turning success into a performance instead of a personal experience. We see highlights without context, outcomes without effort, victories without struggle. This creates a dangerous illusion that success is fast, effortless, and reserved for a select few. The truth is far simpler and far more hopeful. Success is built. It is not discovered by luck or handed down by circumstance. It is the result of small decisions repeated daily over long periods of time. It is shaped quietly, often invisibly, through discipline, patience, and personal responsibility. This audiobook is not about hacks, shortcuts, or instant results. It is about principles that work regardless of your starting point. Whether you are beginning from nothing or rebuilding after failure, these ideas apply to you. Over the next 8 chapters, you will learn the foundational keys that successful people across industries, cultures, and generations share. These are not motivational slogans. They are practical truths that, when applied consistently, reshape how you think, act, and live. Success is not reserved for the lucky. It is reserved for the committed. Let's begin with the most important key of all. Chapter 1. Take complete responsibility for your life. Everything changes the moment you take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility is not about blame. It is about ownership. It is the decision to stop outsourcing your future to circumstances, other people, or past experiences. It is the understanding that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you do control how you respond. Most people never fully make this shift. They live in reaction mode, constantly explaining why things didn't work out. They blame their upbringing, their finances, their boss, their partner, the economy, or bad timing. And while many of these challenges are real, blaming them does nothing to improve the future. Responsibility is empowering because it returns control to you. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting to be saved. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity, the right connection, or the ideal circumstances. You begin acting with what you have, where you are. This mindset is uncomfortable at first. It forces honesty. It exposes excuses you may not even realize you're making. But it also creates momentum. Every successful person reaches a moment where they stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do differently?" That question changes everything. Responsibility builds confidence. When you own your choices, you trust yourself more. When you trust yourself, you take bigger actions. When you take bigger actions, your results improve. Success begins here. Without responsibility, every other principle in this audiobook becomes optional. With responsibility, progress becomes inevitable. Chapter 2. Create a clear and compelling vision. Clarity is rare, but it is powerful. Most people move through life without a clear direction. They wake up, respond to obligations, chase short-term comfort, and repeat the cycle. Years pass, and they wonder why they feel unfulfilled or stuck. Successful people are different because they decide what they want before life decides for them. A vision is more than a goal. It is a picture of the life you want to build and the person you want to become. It provides meaning to effort and context to sacrifice. Without vision, discipline feels pointless. With vision, even difficult work feels worthwhile. Creating a vision requires reflection. You must ask yourself questions that many people avoid. What kind of life would actually fulfill me? What does success look like on my terms? What am I willing to work for consistently, even when it's hard? Your vision should stretch you, but it should also feel personal. It does not need to impress anyone else. It only needs to matter to you. A clear vision acts as a compass. It helps you decide what to pursue and what to ignore. It reduces confusion. It minimizes regret. You don't need every detail figured out. You only need a direction. Clarity creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence fuels success. Chapter 3. Discipline will always beat motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation is powerful, but it is temporary. It rises when things feel exciting and disappears when progress slows or discomfort appears. If motivation were enough, everyone would succeed. Discipline is what remains when motivation fades. Discipline is the ability to follow through on commitments, regardless of mood, energy, or circumstances. It is choosing what matters most over what feels best in the moment. Successful people are not always motivated. They are consistent. Discipline is built through small actions done daily. It is waking up when you said you would. It is doing the work you planned, even when no one is watching. It is showing up repeatedly. Each act of discipline strengthens self-trust. When you trust yourself, you stop second-guessing your ability to succeed. Discipline is not punishment, it is self-respect. The more disciplined you become, the less effort success requires. Habits replace willpower. Consistency replaces intensity. Discipline turns potential into reality. Chapter 4. Learn to control your time and energy. Time is limited, but energy is renewable. Most people mismanage both. They stay busy but make little progress. They fill their days with activity while neglecting priorities. They exhaust themselves on distractions and wonder why they feel stuck. Successful people are intentional with their time. They understand that not all hours are equal. Some actions create exponential results, while others simply consume energy. They plan their days with purpose. They protect focus. They limit distractions. They design routines that support productivity instead of draining it. Energy management is just as important. A tired mind makes poor decisions. A neglected body limits performance. Success requires sleep, movement, rest, and mental clarity. These are not luxuries, they are foundations. When your time and energy align with your goals, progress accelerates. Chapter 5. Build skills that make you valuable. Success follows usefulness. The more value you create, the more opportunities come your way. Income, recognition, and influence are reflections of how effectively you solve problems. Successful people invest in skill development. They do not rely solely on talent or credentials. They understand that skills compound. Learning is a lifelong process. It comes from books, mentors, mistakes, and practice. It requires humility and curiosity. In a changing world, adaptability is a competitive advantage. Those who keep learning stay relevant. Those who stop learning stagnate. Your skills are assets. Develop them deliberately. Chapter 6. Choose your environment carefully. Your environment shapes your behavior more than motivation ever will. The people you surround yourself with influence how you think, what you tolerate, and what you believe is possible. Successful people are intentional about who they allow close to them. They seek environments that encourage growth, honesty, and accountability. They limit exposure to negativity, complacency, and constant excuses. This does not mean abandoning compassion. It means recognizing that growth requires support. Sometimes success requires distance from familiar patterns. That distance can be uncomfortable, but it is often necessary. You become like the people you listen to. Choose wisely. Chapter 7. Redefine failure. Failure is inevitable. Avoiding it is impossible. What matters is how you interpret it. Successful people do not see failure as proof of inadequacy. They see it as feedback. Each mistake reveals something useful. Failure builds resilience. It sharpens judgment. It strengthens character. When you stop fearing failure, you take more meaningful risks. When you take more risks, you grow faster. The goal is not perfection, the goal is progress. Failure is not the enemy of success. Quitting is. Chapter 8. Commit to long-term consistency. Success is not dramatic, it is repetitive. Most breakthroughs come after long periods of unseen effort. Results lag behind actions. This delay discourages most people. Successful people understand this and persist anyway. Consistency compounds. Small improvements, practiced daily, produce extraordinary outcomes over time. The difference between success and regret is often patience. Stay committed longer than most people are willing to. Conclusion: becoming the person who succeeds. Success is not something you chase. It is something you become. It is the natural result of responsibility, clarity, discipline, learning, resilience, and consistency. You don't need to change everything today. Start with one principle. Apply it daily. Let it reshape your habits. Your future is built one decision at a time.
And it starts now.